Hey guys, thanks for joining the Zoompcast podcast. I'm Vernon.
I'm Ron.
And we're here talking about anything as long as you don't kill my kids. Just don't hurt them. No, I'm kidding. We're here to talk about...
Here at the Zoompcast podcast, we've been held at gunpoint to bring you this podcast.
I'm having a really good time, if you know what I mean, right? Come on, Ron.
Just don't hurt them, man.
Grind, bro. Just don't hurt the kids.
2 more episodes and we're free. Fucking Kevin Feige has fucking guns in the back of our heads.
Say it.
You will like the Marvels. You will use black girl magic.
And everyone will be gay.
Pretty and witty and gay.
Oh, man. Okay, like I was saying, we'll try that again. Back it up. We're here to talk about film, pop culture, and just general discussion here, all with just the right amount of ignorance.
No more, no less. We're just stupid enough to be able to pass a written test, but not take the road test.
Look, it's not easy trying to bake a pretty cake.
It's not. Say you're trying to bake a cake. Shit's hard.
Because it gets a little hazy.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta do the cooking by the book.
It's the way it pays me. You shouldn't use another recipe. You know you can't be lazy.
You can't be lazy.
All the real ones know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we're not even going to comment on that. You got to look that up yourself.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
Yeah, copy and paste.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Did you hear about that dude messing up at Disney, bro? Freaking this dude. I don't know this band's name even. This guy. So there's X-Men 97 coming out.
Mm-hmm. Super pumped for
Disney Plus.
Yep.
Comes out next week. He gets fired.
Literally the week before his stuff happened.
Director guy gets fired.
That's crazy. Because I saw that when I was actually going into work today. I saw a little video of it. I believe the guy's name was Jesse Grant on YouTube. I have to look back and check, but I believe it was Jesse Grant. But he was talking about how, the guy's getting fired literally the week before his stuff premieres. And it's one of those things where the more I was watching the video, he's pretty much saying that it's not just Disney, it's really Hollywood in general. They're finally catching on to the fact that you can't keep making these really virtue signaling message movies because audiences are starting not to watch it.
No.
So they're trimming the fat now.
Yeah,
definitely trimming the fat.
I wonder if it was a creative difference or, some other devious thing he did or something like that. I don't know what he did.
They fired him because they saw the backlash that Rogue wasn't as thick as she was in the cartoon. And they're like, nah, bro. You're already letting the legacy fans down.
Excommunicado. You can't do that anymore.
You understand? There are 40-year-old men who've been waiting for this cartoon ass, and they will not be denied. That is our target demographic.
I was gonna say, Marvel, I'm really happy that they decided to start canceling some of these projects and really starting to focus in on getting us that quality we need.
With the Daredevil,
yeah,
right?
We need all that. Mm-hmm. So I'm really happy about them doing this. And I heard too that they got rid of some spinoffs and some other special features. I think they did that. The showcase that they did for Werewolf by Night. Mm-hmm. So there's other showcases that they're getting rid of. They had a Nova one. They had a Ghost Rider one. They got rid of all that from what I heard. Because Emergency Awesome did a video on YouTube. He's the only guy. I don't know where he gets his sources from. That dude is on point. Every time.
It's like in the TV shows. He's in a dark alley with a fucking trench coat. Yeah, I got the information you wanted.
He just puts it in his coat.
Yeah, fucking smacks Kevin Feige in the back of the head on his way out.
But dude, I don't know where he gets his information from. He's always he's always on point. But he was just saying all the stuff that got canceled, and they're really just trying to save money because they're just talking about all the things that they were throwing away money wise.
That's crazy because people have been waiting. I don't know about Ghost Rider, but people have been waiting a long time, ever since Guardians 1 to see Nova. So that sucks from that standpoint. But considering the way Marvel and Disney their movies have been going, it probably wasn't going to be that great anyway.
Probably not. So it's what it is, I guess. So we just gotta go with the motions. So
Yeah, I mean, hey, at the end of the day, when they had when I heard that Kevin Feige had canceled the Daredevil show that they were working on and pretty much just revamped it like from the ground up, I was so happy about that because even though I didn't watch She-Hulk, the clips that I saw of Daredevil were concerning to say the least.
Oh, really? On the Echo show or like the on?
Oh, well, the Echo show was more the choreography, but I mean more like with She-Hulk, just kind of like the way they were going with his character.
Oh,
yeah,
no, that was like the he did the walk of shame.
Yeah.
No, that was kind of. I mean, it's funny, but it doesn't seem. It'd be funny if I don't know, man. That's kind of hard for me to say because it's kind of like I see the comedy there, but also I see like the hurt. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you can't do.
If it wasn't Charlie Cox, it'd make a lot more sense because people have already like grown. Like, okay, this is the serious Daredevil. If it was fucking Batfleck Daredevil, who would care, right? Yeah. I mean, shit, I would care, but that's just me. Like, I still stand by the fact that Daredevil was an amazing fucking movie. If we never got Daredevil, you never would have got Bring Me Back to Life by Evanescence.
Is that true?
Yeah, it was included. It was
I was gonna say, it's like, is that one of those things where they made that song for the movie, or the song was already out and they just happened to coincide with the film? Is it one of those butterfly effects where we needed Daredevil for like one of those hypest Evanescence songs ever made? Or what was first?
As one of the 7 movie Daredevil fans, I'm gonna go ahead with the placebo. That is probably the first one. Like, you had to walk before you could run.
Like, what I was gonna say is that recently there was the Oscars that happened.
Yep.
The Oscars. There was some. It was kind of a waste of my time a little bit. I put it on the background. I was playing like Final Fantasy VII Remake while I was like watching it.
Yeah.
And some duds, some winners, some losers. It was kind of cool to see Emma Stone win a second Oscar.
Let's go, Emma.
Yeah, Emma won a second. That's cool for her role in Poor Things. And we'll get into it later about some other things. I'll bring it up later, but I have a problem with one of the messaging in that movie, and it relates to our topic. But I don't know if I should have the right to have a opinion about that, but whatever. But there were some other things there too, like I don't know if you saw the performance or the I Am Ken performance.
No, I heard about it. I heard about it.
Yeah,
I didn't really want to see it. I was like,
Yeah, no, there was some cool stuff in there.
That's
and cool. I don't know. And it brings me back to on the 1.0 podcast. Maybe that's like the dub. I'll do our nickname for our previous like same name podcast that, but we did a episode that's like a lost file episode about Billie Eilish. Not like on Billie Eilish, but we were bringing it up in conversation years ago.
I remember that.
And that was during the time they were doing the
wasn't it like the 007 movie or something?
Yes, the 007 movie, and it was No Time to Die. And she did the soundtrack for that song, or for the movie, I have to say. And I remember just like, it's like grating to my ears. I don't get Billie Eilish, bro. I didn't mind the Bad Guy song or whatever. I thought, like, she's kooky, she's weird, and, she's like a walking, not even Hot Topic. She's like a Vans type of store. She's a walking, like...
I think that's part of her appeal. Like, I still listen to more of her music. Like I said, I do like Bad Guy and things like that. I think it's one of those things where people can really kind of like emulate and like really see themselves as her, just because we all know a chick, who wears like a lot of black, has color hair, has like the hardest RBF known to man.
Yeah.
But if you like talk to them and get to know them, they're actually pretty cool.
No, I bet she's like, no comment on about her character, but like... I just never liked her voice that much personally, but that's like a personal thing, I guess. I never really cared for it. I found her to be a bit grating in the ear to me. I don't know, like just like her soft voice, or I give us the appeal of what she's going for, but just like the what am I made for? I just turned that down.
I remember one part in particular where you kept reminding it. It was the part where she just goes. It sounds like your fucking grandma like just reading the newspaper and humming.
I don't care for it. I really don't care for it. It's so weird to me. I don't get why she won another Oscar, but I feel like I'm starting to sound like a hater. Like, I gotta calm down. Like, it's not that deep, live your best life, go for it. Who cares about my opinion necessarily, but I just never cared to listen to her music that much. But I mean, she can sing, I guess, to some people. But for me, I just not a big fan. Like,
it's one of those things. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm willing to spin back and listen to some of her stuff. But it's just like, I like Bad Guy. I really liked Hear It in Brightburn. But that's really about as far as I went.
That's it. I don't have any other wants or needs that I need from Billie Eilish besides that one song. And I think everything else that she's ever made was, again, it's not worth it for me. I'm good. I don't need to hear anything from.
It's a no for me, dog.
It's a no for me, dog.
It's a no for me.
Good on her. She's like she's a double Oscar winner.
Yeah. Is she like homeschooled or something too?
Yeah, you see what?
Is she like homeschooled or something too?
I have no idea about Billie Eilish and her history and where she comes from, bro.
Okay.
No idea.
She exists.
I never asked.
She made a song. That's it. Like.
So I was like, congrats for you. You know, great.
I thought that was everybody when Maxwell first came out. He's like, yo, he made Somebody's Watching Me. That's as far as I care.
Bro, Maxwell is such an interesting thought process. That dude literally made one song. I mean, no, two songs, but the other song he made as a follow up just never worked, and he just disappeared.
I feel it though. Bro literally got the bag.
Yeah, he got the bag and left.
People always clown one hit wonders, and it's like, dude. Can you imagine for like, even just like a couple years, you're the most famous person in the world. Everybody wants to see you. Everyone's paying you to come out to venues. If you really invest and you stack that shit right, you can be famous for like a year and a half, 2 years tops and get out like Maxwell did.
And he got the bag, got up out of there. And I think that was definitely Michael Jackson on the riff there on the chorus, got him in there. And I think the only reason why he got that because his father was a part of Motown Records, or he was like Motown.
Cool, yeah.
So it made sense that there were some connections there to get Michael Jackson to get that chorus, which is like iconic. And I think that's the only reason why, because this dude's not getting freaking. I was getting dressed at night,
putting on the Ritz.
I feel like I'm in a Twilight Zone. No one's coming out to spend freaking $300 in 1986 to come see this dude. No one's coming.
He's like, when you put it like that, he's like a ass Slick Rick. Like Slick Rick was interesting. You wanted to hear his stories, but it's like you got fucking Maxwell talking like a fucking Sesame Street villain. Put on my clothes. I'm in the Twilight Zone.
I was making a sandwich last night.
One loaf of bread.
And Michael Jackson just saves it.
Yeah. It's funny. It's like the opposite of Glamorous, like for Sheila E. Because it's like that song is already just amazing in and of itself. And goddamn it, the 9.5 minute version hits. It's the only version of the song to listen to. She don't need a man's touch.
Okay.
Because it's the same deal. They had a Prince for that little riff where it's like, ooh.
Okay.
It's like all the Prince fans came for just that part. But they stayed for the rest of the song. It's the opposite feeling of Maxwell. Maxwell is kind of like that combined with In the Air Tonight. Like, you come for the Michael Jackson riff in the Maxwell song, and you stay for the chorus.
Right.
Kind of like, you stay for that one part In the Air Tonight.
Yeah,
so I guess what I'm saying is, he is like the amalgamation of like the best part of two songs while having little to none of the talent. Like,
there is nothing that you can do to like. That was the only thing he could have done to spare that, and I think he had a slow realization that the only reason why he got off or he got popped off was because of Michael Jackson, and probably. I don't know much about Maxwell besides that. I've only seen like one or two YouTube videos about the history of Maxwell. Some do actually. We live in an age where people will take the time to get interesting information on people that we never thought to think about.
Unsung Maxwell.
Yeah, the unsung hero.
I definitely feel like it was definitely a case of he didn't find out he was the hype man until after he made it. He was like, oh shit, I'm the hype man.
And it's too late. And you just gotta go in. You gotta understand that you were not. You weren't him.
Yeah.
You're not him. You're not him for real.
See, watch it come out like 15, 20 years later. Like, oh yeah, Maxwell actually had a huge stock in, fucking like Microsoft or something.
Oh, I bet. That's what ends up happening. I think that's the smartest thing for a rich person to do is to invest their money. Because I always thought about like, what if I had like $1 million or like $3 million? I feel like for $3 million, I could definitely like take $1 million of it, invest it into like an index fund.
Oh yeah.
Do that. Get paid in dividends. I gotta pay taxes on it though. But I take the other $2 million, buy myself like a permanent state of land, nothing fancy, something I can just pay it off.
Right.
And I can just like do that. And I'd be thinking of like stuff like that. Like I could imagine like being like a big superstar, your Taylor Swifts, your Beyonce's or whatever. They got like so much freaking money.
Yeah, Taylor Swift fucking takes jets everywhere.
Yeah, like they don't get broke. Like if they were to quit right now, they would have more than enough money to last for life. And they can just throw millions upon millions upon millions. But some of these dudes are stupid. They don't even own nothing.
No, literally.
And so a lot of your basketball people, they don't really own much of anything. Really,
like honestly. I was saying in the last podcast, all your favorite rappers are broke.
And that's how that goes. And once like a storm or turbulation comes in, the economy crashes. That way you can go buy that Louis for half off because they sold it at a pawn shop. So that's how that goes down. I think one other thing I wanted to talk about was I went to go see this past week with some buddies of mine. We went to go see Dune Part 2.
Oh, how was it?
Dune was so good, man. Okay. Dude, I did not like the first movie. I did not care for Dune Part 1 because I was, like, going to fall asleep. Like, at the time, I was working a job where I was working 12-hour shifts, and you're familiar with that job. But I was working that shift, and I got done. I was like, I want to get out of here, because I was working at home at the time. So, you definitely want to get out the house. Oh, yeah. So I went, I was like, let's go see Dune. Let's go check it out. Went to go see that. All I saw was, like, sand, and I snoozed, bro.
I hate sand. I really want to see Dune, too. And it's good hearing, and it's good to hear that as well, because I never saw the first Dune movie, and I've been seeing a lot of stuff now, like on YouTube, people saying like there's crazy parallels and similarities between Star Wars and Dune, and it's like and as an honorary Star Wars head, I gotta check it out just so I can sit on it and talk about how Star Wars is still better.
And dude, so like I was saying, Dune Part 2 is way more action packed.
Yeah,
it's got way more stuff going on, which is way cooler. It's got way more things. I feel like Part 1's a setup, and it sucks for the setup, but it's needed. You get to Part 2, and it's like, that was what we were building up to. Oh, this is so freaking sweet.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, no, you're right about the comparisons to Star Wars and things like that. But the thing is, Dune is based off of those books that came out before Star Wars.
I know, and as people say, like pretty much like with Tatooine and a lot of it. Because I've heard like Tatooine is really similar to the planet in Dune. Arrakis, yeah. And instead of the Force, they have like the Whisper or something like that. Or the Voice.
Yeah, there's the Voice. So there is a cool podcast that I listen to. There's a 13 or 14 episode podcast that's a deep dive on Dune. And bro, there's exactly 6 books, I'm going to say. There's 6 books that are made by the main dude, Frank Herbert, who made these. Man, they go crazy, dude.
No, I gotta check those out.
They go nutty. Like, but I think it's more fascinating to hear someone talk about it than it is to read it, because it's like 100 pages of explanations, and then you finally get to the thing. Maybe you'll like it. And that's not my cup of tea. I'm not really like a over explanation type of guy.
No, I feel you.
But dude, it gets nuts, bro. Like there's like these priests that are women that are called the Bene Gesserit. And they do all this weird stuff.
The Benny and the Jets, yeah.
Yeah, bro, that's exactly it, dude. The Benny and the Jets, bro. They're over here controlling stuff and mapping stuff out, bro. I don't want to get too much into it because our podcast is not about this today, because it literally was 15 hours worth of content for these guys.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Talking about all the different things about the world, the mythos, and the books, and all things that happen, bro. It's nuts, bro. It's
the
really
one
nuts.
cool thing I do want to say about it, or funny thing I do want to say before we switch gears too much, is I was like looking up all like the similarities between Star Wars and Dune a couple of days ago, so that's when we're having this conversation. And it's pretty much like an interview somewhere that you can find where they asked George Lucas, like, oh, wow, so was Star Wars inspired by Dune? And the most he had to say was, yeah, I mean, there's sand. And this movie quoted as saying George Lucas refuse to elaborate any further. So if that's not the textbook definition of I might have stole some shit, I don't know what is.
I really don't feel like he stole anything necessarily. Like, I really do feel like when you really dive into the world of Dune, it's like the first Dune book. Maybe you can have an argument that there's some similarities there, but you get to like Dune Messiah and the Dune after, like there's Dune Messiah, the Children of Dune. Damn, what is it? Oh yeah, Doom, the God. What was it? God Emperor Dune, and a bunch of other books.
God, okay, that's cool.
Cause dude, it's like, it's the best explanation I have for it is the first book is like Star Wars, the second, third, and everything else is like literally 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Okay, that's really cool.
It's way out there. Like it's like. It's nothing to do with Star Wars whatsoever. It's the most weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life, bro. They're talking about prophecies and the gods and like how religion works and using religion to stop people and blah, blah, blah. And like, what does that mean? And also like, what does it mean to be a god if you know the future and you can see, because not to spoil it too much, but by the end of the book, this dude can see the freaking future.
No, I heard that. Yeah,
he can understand everything. And his girlfriend's mad at him at the end after this movie. And he goes, I've seen it. She'll understand.
Bro, put a Dr. Manhattan. Don't worry. She'll be okay.
I've seen it. She'll be all right. She's gonna
I've
understand.
seen it. Ho's mad. Like,
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, no, because I heard that pretty much they compare like that character to Anakin a lot because of how Anakin could see the future and stuff like that. So I definitely gotta check it out and have like my own spin on things, but it does seem really, really interesting.
But I think if Paul Atreides were to meet the Emperor, he would just be like, he would see everything. He'd be like, oh yeah, this dude's trying to finesse me. Why even worry about it? Like, no, I'm good.
Oh, damn, he has that Mace Windu shatter point.
Yeah, no, he has like, it gets to the point where he sees the future so much that he sees the futility of it. So it's like, he's just like...
Oh, okay, so he is the Dr. Manhattan. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, he's literally Dr. Manhattan, and there's like a cool part where he loses eyesight and he walks based off of his memories of the visions he had.
That is
it's so hard.
Fucking cool.
So no, yeah, definitely. Whenever you guys take your time to go do that, because I listen to the whole podcast. I'm a big. I have a Dune shirt coming from Box Lunch because I feel like I'm now a designated talker of Dune.
He's now a Dune.
I earned a shirt. Yeah, I'm a Duner now. I earned a shirt.
Ooh, I like that, a Duner. That's good. That's good.
So we're gonna get into our main topic. I realized looking down today that, I really do have a penis and I have no opinion about this women thing, really.
Wow.
I realized that. I was like, dang. Wow.
Yeah, having a dick does discount you from those kind of conversations.
Yeah, I can't even really talk about this whole thing. And, March is here. That's why I brought that up. And, March is a month for women, apparently. They kicked us niggas in the back and they said, better luck next time.
It's even funnier with the last month being Black History Month. It's like, all right, Black is not get to the back.
Get in the back.
Get in the back, you had your time.
I mean, the women get up front. So, hey, we're in the back. We just chilling. just black men and white men, just all in the back. Just now it's men versus women month apparently.
Black and white nigga dudes.
Yeah,
making it happen.
So it's all good. So I think in lieu of this, we don't really have like a women's history thing. So I not really like I think Ron's with me on like the whole thing of like I'm not I love me some women, but
yeah. I Black History Month was special considering the pigmentation of our skin.
Yeah, no, but I do have like, I got the literally opposite of what is being discussed. But
I'm just kidding, bro.
I think that we can talk about a man, though. A man that is very prolific in the comic book industry and the things that we talk about in this podcast normally and the things that I kind of despise at the same time. And I think this man is, he stands for a lot of people. There's a lot of stands for this man. There's a lot of people who will ride him to the day they die.
For some fucking reason.
And I don't get it, but the man we're talking about and today, or at least basically in combination to our main topic, is Zack Snyder.
We are talking about Zacky Snyder.
Zacky boy over here. He gave you the Snyder cut. You guys, for your Justice League. I don't get it. I remember we were working at the same job at the time, and I remember when the Snyder cut first came out, and I literally got paid to watch 4 hours of that movie because there was like nothing to do at this job at the time, and almost every day there was almost nothing to do.
Literally.
But 4 hours, I will never go back to watch it again unless I'm getting paid for it. I got paid.
No, and I remember I would just routinely walk past, go, so how is it? And it's just,
It's better than the original Justice League, but that wasn't hard to do.
That's not hard to do at all.
So
yeah.
I was like, it's more coherent, but it doesn't mean that it was better. And I feel like that's the comment I have about Zack Snyder is like, there's an idea here, it's just not very well executed.
Okay. And I can definitely see that the more Zack Snyder projects that I watch, he kind of, and to me, this is even disrespectful to put them in the same realm, kinda, but he kind of has a Hideo Kojima problem. He has amazing ideas, but he just needs someone to rein him in because Jesus fucking Christ, Kojima needs an anger translator and a fucking story translator.
And I feel like those dudes are at their best when they have someone on the ship that's just not them, and then everything else around it, they got the really cool aesthetics, really cool ideas, just not coherent. Like you said, they're not a writer. Those guys aren't writers. They're not writers. They're not good communicators.
But they keep trying to be writers.
They're flashy, cool people, and they're real. Exactly. They want to be something that they're not. They're just not, right? And I think when I think about Zack Snyder, I just think of Diet Michael Bay.
Oh, that's so fair.
I feel like Michael Bay at least knows who he is and what he wants to do. I think I don't know if this, I can't say if this is true, and I wish I looked up the actual article for this. I'm not even sure if this is actually even true at all, so take this with a grain of salt.
The biggest grain you can find.
So I heard that Michael Bay had a watch party with his friends, and if people who don't know who Michael Bay is, by the way, he's the guy that literally, and I think if you probably look at the podcast, you probably know him already, but he made your Transformers movies, he made those Ninja Turtle movies, the live action ones, the most recent ones. And, your Pain and Gain and those big blue, blah, blah, blah.
He's the Explosion Man.
Anyway, so Michael Bay held this watch party with his friends. They put on, I don't know, it was some Oscar movie or Schindler's List or something like that. And this dude was like, boring. And he put on his movie and put on the surround sound and that's it.
They were watching the boy in the striped pajamas like, yo, get on with it.
Okay, so what? Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna make it. Why can I see that too?
This dude, he likes putting in hot chicks and the American flag and robots.
Yeah.
He's unapologetic, but I feel like Zack Snyder is he's trying not to be that guy. He actually sticks his nose up at that type of that thought process, and he's more I'm an artist and I do this way, and I'm different. Whatever.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kind of start here with the main topic at hand. And I think our story starts here in 1985. And it will kind of make sense once we get the whole context here. And I was talking around about this before the podcast, but Alison Bechdel.
Yes, it is.
She is an American cartoonist who created a test using a cartoon strip that was published back in 1985 that depicts two women discussing that they would not see a movie unless it passes 3 tests. Those tests being, first, it has to have at least 2 named women in it. Number 2, who talk to each other. Number 3, about something besides a man.
Okay, yeah.
The film we are discussing today passes all of these tests. It's very much, maybe feminist is not the right word, but it's kind of, pseudo in there in the pocket. And we are talking...
Bechdel test approved.
It is Bechdel test approved. We are talking about the Zack Snyder film, Sucker Punch. So we were talking about Zack Snyder, about everything that went with him. He's the man that brought us the 2004 Dawn of the Dead movie.
Yep.
300, Watchmen. I mean, 300 made them $400 million return to Warner Brothers.
No, and it was, oh god, perfect timing with that movie. There's such a perfect storm of like just that time period and everything being dark and edgy, then that movie coming out. And dude,
that movie looks good.
It still looks good.
It's so freaking cool.
Oh, this movie still looks good.
Yeah, Sucker Punch looks good too. I'm not gonna hold you up, but I'm just kind of like painting a picture of just like, look at this man's discography, not discography, rather his filmography. Sorry. He put that 300 cut record out there, and I was kidding. I said discography.
You had me grooving like This is madness, bro. He is the progenitor of This Is Sparta.
This is madness. He's got that sample.
This is Sparta. This is Sparta. That's Zack Snyder's all day.
Now way out. That's a Zacky boy.
Man,
that's a deep cut right there.
It really is. God, it is.
Oh man, I forgot. Anyway, we were talking about Warner Brothers. So Zack Snyder, this man, rolls into Warner Brothers, makes them millions of dollars, and they're like, dude, we want you to lead our project for the next Superman movie too, bro. We're trying to get this universe started, man. Like, what do you want, man? Like, what can we do for you? How can we get you in our corner? We love you, bro. You're doing this. I mean, you didn't do us any favors at Watchmen, but at least we know.
Boy, fucking didn't he?
At least we know, not financially speaking, but at least we know that you can look at a comic book and translate it.
No, he does again.
Visually. So I'm like, yeah, bro, like, we want you. Like, how do we get you in? He's like, man, this dude gets a Snicker.
Because he's not home when he's hungry.
Yeah. I have to say laugh, but that would have been funny. Pulls out some Snickers.
Yeah, without the Snickers, he's a competent fucking director.
The whole time he's missing a Snickers. He told his PA, I just want my damn Snickers.
That's what the Snyder Cut was. He just got the fucking Snickers.
I was gonna say he was laughing rather, and he just puts down his he takes out this coloring book, puts it down, and it's got his name called Sucker Punch on the top, it's colored in. It's like, this is the world I built right here
for you.
I imagine that's kind of how it went down. Like, he just set this thing down because this movie feels like it was kind of conceived by a freaking 13-year-old.
No, literally.
So it took him 8 years to get this one moving, apparently.
Oh, wow,
So I feel like the only reason why I'm speculating that this even got greenlit is because he was making them that much money. You know,
that
how,
makes the most sense, yeah.
James Wan makes, the Conjuring verse, and then he makes something like what was that other movie that he made that was super hilarious? Oh, Malignant. He makes Malignant, and that is a movie for him. That was a movie made as a joke. There's no freaking way that was actually made seriously.
That movie was fucking...
The twist of that film is worth... I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. That twist is worth every penny. I would go see that movie again and again and again. And I don't care. That is hilarious. But anyway.
No. The ending wraps it all up, yeah.
And also Christopher Nolan, he gets a movie for him. He did for instance, there was the Dark Knight, our Batman Begins, and after that he gets the Prestige. The Dark Knight, and then he gets Interstellar.
Yep.
Or no, Inception.
Right.
Then he gets Dark Knight Rises, and he gets Interstellar. So I feel like Warner Brothers is kind of known. And that's all the same Warner Brothers. I just realized that. That's all Warner Brothers people. They're really good at movie for you, movie for me.
Not a bad deal.
And I feel like Zack Snyder, he got his movie for him. I feel like this Sucker Punch is a movie that was made and conceptualized by him as a favor to probably keep him in the biz because it made no money for real. It's weird. So
I can see that.
So, Ron, what is, the exact synopsis on Sucker Punch?
I got you. The exact synopsis of Sucker Punch is Locked away, a young woman named Baby Doll, played by Emily Browning, retreats to a fantasy world where she is free to go wherever her mind takes her. Determined to fight for real freedom, she finds 4 women, Rocket, Blondie, Amber, and Sweet Pea, to join together to escape the terrible fate that awaits them. With a virtual arsenal at their disposal, the Allies battle everything from samurais to serpents while trying to decide what price they will pay for survival.
Man, the first thing I thought about was like the Harriet Tubman movie. They're fighting for their freedom. And like I could see a slave named Sweet Pea. Can't you see it? Like
not only a slave named Sweet Pea, but Sweet Pea is the one who fucking snitches too. Yeah. Like, that's a betrayer. We trusted you, Sweet Pea. I did what I had to do.
I want to live. No, but that's like the synopsis of this movie. That's basically it. And this movie is a weird amalgamation of multiple genres that are nerdy, and it's just weird. So I kind of want to skip over to like San Diego Comic-Con of 2010.
Ooh, okay.
And let's go to a 12-year-old Vernon. I was 12 years old at the time, and there was a panel being held to unveil this new film, Sucker Punch. Mm-hmm. And dude, these guys didn't know what to frickin' make of this movie. There's so many people who saw that. I don't know if they wanted to like have a boner or like scurry away and cringe. I don't know. Like people are like got done looking at like the trailer. The trailer of this movie is so freaking sweet.
It is.
Bro, I remember seeing it, I was like, whoa. I was like, boy, this is so cool. But I was 12, right?
Really,
So,
I remember being a kid and seeing like the trailer when it was in the theaters. I'm like, yo, this movie looks cool. Like she's wearing a schoolgirl outfit. She has a sword and a gun.
Is that an anime reference? Oh my god!
Literally, is that an anime reference?
What? No, that was basically all these people that went to go see the panel over there in 2010 at Comic-Con. And it's just like, okay, I guess I'm very excited. You know, the movie didn't come out until March of 2011. Funny. Mm-hmm. That that's not only Women's Month, but it's also the month we're in right now, and we're like literally 13 years to the day of the release of this film.
Wow.
It's kind of like it all worked out. 2 weeks from now will be basically the 13th anniversary of this film.
Okay.
Not to say I was keeping track, but I was like, oh, it's kind of neat. Didn't even think about that.
Cut to Vernon's room where he had nothing but fucking Sucker Punch posters and memorabilia.
I wish I kept some posters.
To the day. We're almost there.
I had like I still have a massive crush, in some ways. I mean, reasonable crush on Emily Browning. I think she is so cute. That's fair. Man. She's so like, but she's not like hot. She's just kind of like cute. I don't want to explain it. She's like middle ground.
Yeah. She's very much a baby doll.
Yeah, you know, I can see that. So it's like, you know, but anyway, but I was 13, so I was like hyped up. I was like, chicks. There is a
Hillary Swank.
Hillary No, we ain't skipping that. No, wait, I'm not skipping it.
I live in my truth. That's new Hillary Swank, and that's still new Hillary Swank. Your boy saw Iron Jawed Angels, and he didn't know how to feel.
Oh like, my gosh, he saw Million Dollar Baby and was like, damn.
Man. Something about that Hillary Swank Clint Eastwood combo I didn't know how to feel.
Nah, bro. She got that glass jaw for real.
Man.
I didn't say iron jaw, my bad. Not even glass, my bad. Glass jaw mean the opposite.
No, I mean, she was cold until she fought that stool.
I love how it's a literal boxing movie, and the plot twist of that film is that she slips on a banana peel, basically, and gets knocked into a stool and gets put in and paralyzed.
She fucking dies like Nightwing. She gets paralyzed the same way Nightwing dies in Injustice, bro.
It's so dumb.
Just gets hit in the head, falls against a small rock, breaks her neck, that's it. Like,
in a boxing movie, like, you couldn't even get her ass knocked out. She just had to, like...
Because I think that was the thing. Like, the next round was starting, and the stool had fell, and she looked back like, oh, man. And then the person, she was, like, beating her ass, so she took, like a dirty punch, and she, like, punched her or some shit like that.
Oh, okay, my
bad.
Yeah,
I think she was dirty. I think it was, like, when Floyd Mayweather fought that one dude who headbutted him, and then people got mad when he knocked him out in the next punch. It was pretty cool.
That's cool.
I forget the guy's name, but he was fighting Floyd Mayweather, and he headbutted him a couple times. So what Floyd did was, like, the second they touched gloves, he knocked him the fuck out. And people got mad, like, oh, how dare you do that?
Nah,
like, he wasn't getting hit with... Yeah, he was getting hit with fucking, like, true combos.
Dude, he got hit with a Zangief headbutt, bro. Like,
that's what I'm thinking of. I couldn't think of the name.
Mindlink, bro. I had it. No, that's funny, bro. That's funny. Anyway.
Yep.
we were like losing track because I heard Hilary Swank. I was like, nah. But I was no. Actually, no. Let's not even skip over that really quick. Hold on. Let's go back to Hilary Swank. I don't care. So no. This dude. Like we talked about our preference in women, and this dude always goes for the strong-jawed women, and there's nothing wrong with a strong-jawed women. Nothing wrong with it, but this dude, he loves his sharp chin women, bro.
You be a woman that can chew.
She ain't gonna have no problems.
I'm talking 3 packs of gum a day. I'm talking to nigga chin. Like,
she's got that TMJ type of jaw, bro. She's got that mouth guard. That's a mouth guard jaw, bro. Like,
she got that. I'm Skylar White, yo, jawline. Like, oh man.
Because I like chubby women. That's my thing. Like it's not hard. Like, you know, you got like a little bit of like jelly roll popped out of your half cut shirt. I'm with it. You know,
chubby woman with like
God knows it.
Winston Churchill chins. Like, we'll fight them on the beaches. We'll fight them in Subway.
That'd be the perfect woman to pin us against each other, I guess. The sharp jaw woman with a jelly roll, like, damn. We gotta like rock, paper, scissors.
The unstoppable force and the immovable woman.
I like how we talk about all this stuff on the freaking like women appreciation.
I was about to say that, like, man,
we didn't survive. That's why we can't freaking have a freaking month there. We already screwed it up, bro. We already failed.
They're gonna run us off the podcast again after this one.
We already failed the test. Like,
we have failed this city.
Okay.
Yes.
We gotta hop off Hilary Swank, bro. Now I'm good.
Right.
We can hop off Hilary.
You can hop off. I'm still Hilary Swank. I'll hold it down for both of us. Like. Oh man, but no. Speaking of strong jaw lines, Zack Snyder's Sucker Punch.
So there was an interview done in the release date on March 2011 with Screen Junkies, and he quotes this. I think Sucker Punch sums it up for me. Look, literally, it's like a mechanism in the film that kind of brings us back into reality, I think. But I think, on the other hand, because the movie is a slight indictment, it talks about geek culture and pop culture. It talks about why of the action cinema and stuff of that nature. It's also a sucker punch because I kind of designed it that you go into this movie for entertainment and you get a little bit effed up by it. Hopefully.
That's a pretty good synopsis. It's funny because you use a perfect voice for that, because even when he's explaining it, if you're saying the word "I think" more than once, you're explaining your own fucking movie.
That is a quotation. This
that
dude,
is crazy.
All his messed up type of grammar is in here. Like that, I kept that in.
You know what the fuck he was making? Like, I think. I mean, I saw the test screening. I was there. Like,
I just told the girls to get half naked and just do whatever, because they're women. They have their own choices. No one forced them to be there.
Do some cool flips. I mean,
I'm all for it. Like.
I mean, hey, you bought your ticket. You liked it. You look at me like that.
But, you know, like, this movie, this is interesting. I don't know. I don't really think he understood what he was making at all. Like, and it comes off this way. And we can kind of, like, dive into the film now, I guess.
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
I have some other quotes, well, after we do our discussion here. But let's just dive in, man. What is your thoughts, man? I've seen this movie so many times.
Oh, great. So you're definitely able to pick up the parts that I miss. Like, one thing that I like just from the early offset, because I love the song, and it honestly put me in the mindset of, even though I listened to it years before that, it puts me in the mindset of the Quicksilver scene from the X-Men. This movie starts with a like really like rock depressing version of Sweet Dreams by the Eurythmics.
Yes.
So that was pretty cool.
So it has like almost like the Marilyn. Oh, it's almost like a rendition of the Marilyn Manson version, which is also a version of the.
A reference inside of a reference.
Because actually, interestingly enough, Ron, this soundtrack has actors singing in it. Actually, Emily Browning did that version of that song.
That's pretty cool. So she's pretty much singing her own intro.
She really is.
Yeah, because this movie starts off in a really odd sense, and it's one of those things where it didn't really make sense to me until the end of the movie, and we'll get there. But even like with the start of this movie, you can tell, like, of course, this Emily Browning's character, her mother passes, and she is left with her stepdad. And the stepdad, it has scenes of what to say, essay.
Where you guys can fill in the blank for that.
Yeah. And it's hinted that a lot of things happen in a short period of time. Like, he does that. She scratches his face. She points a gun at him, which we still don't find out where the fuck she got that gun from. But she points a gun at him, and then she stops and leaves. But for some reason, her sister is dead. So you're meant to believe that he is assaulting the both of them, and he kills the sister. And then
she fires the gun, and she kills her sister by accident.
Right. There we go. Yeah.
So basically, backing up a bit, so Baby Doll is played by Emily Browning,
right.
And she doesn't even get a name until like later, and this is freaking cheesy voiceover. Don't tempt her. She's like a dragon that's going to burst and blah blah.
Yeah, I remember that goofy ass.
Whatever. I kind of like tuned it out. I was like, oh god.
Yeah.
It does feel like a dude trying to make a feminist movie that's a satire. Like exactly what he was trying. It's exactly the way he wanted to make it, but it's Zack Snyder.
Yeah. It's like a dude. It's like a dude, bro, making a feminist movie, but he's drunk the whole time.
Yeah, like he was taking he was going to a seminar for like women empowerment meeting. He goes like, yeah, bring out the boobies, you know.
Yeah, he went to one seminar. He was like, I've been enlightened. I can make this movie now.
Yeah, I get it. I'm all for it. You know, let's go this route. You know, we'll do it this way. But anyway, beginning of this film, Emily Browning's character here has a sister, a little sister. She's like no more than maybe 10 or 12, maybe at the most. She's 20 years old. We find out later that she's 20 years old. Her stepfather basically is like this evil dude who's looking to get an inheritance from their mother.
Alfred Hitchcock looking type too.
Yeah, so the mother dies. She's like, oh no, and this is all happening with a slow voiceover and everything. Sweet dreams are made of this. Who had a mind to make this shit? And you know, and it's like this voiceover of this woman. She's just Sweet Pea who's voicing this over, like, who gets to decide who's the man and who's the woman and who's the dragon and blah, some stupid stuff like that.
Yeah.
Whatever. So that's like the
who
backdrop.
left the door unlocked?
It probably was a filthy man. That's kind of like where we were going with this one, I guess. So she gets the gun and she's like, okay, I'm done with all this stuff that's happening in this house right now. Mm-hmm. And she basically, in a slow motion, she goes to fire this gun gets fired, goes into another room, stray bullet hits her sister. Oh no, she kills her.
Yeah, she just put a wand to just curve the bullet to her sister.
Dead. She has like, and you kind of like see like the will to live to leave this girl. She's done. And basically this movie opens up with her being basically checked into the mental hospital because it's the 1950s apparently. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I found out today, I was years old when I realized that this movie actually takes place in the 1950s.
I never knew what time period it took place in.
It doesn't make any sense, and it kind of makes this movie timeless in that way, but that's what he was aiming for. I guess he was aiming for like the most misogynistic time possible, like, or whatever.
It's not me, it's a time period. I don't want to make this.
So, you know, you got the old 1950s jailer type of things going on, and, you know, and we get met up with Oscar Isaac's character.
Yes, his
young Oscar.
Oh, a young Oscar Isaacs playing a Blue Jones.
This dude looks like a freaking see? Freaking
he does. He's like a see, because he has this super thin mustache, but he has like the Prince, like, you know, like padded up eyes and everything.
Right. Yeah, like he looks weird. Because, like, okay, I gotta break this down. This movie is as confusing as we are explaining it.
We're trying our hardest.
3 levels of consciousness in this film, okay? Mm-hmm. There's the thing we just told you to get to this point when Oscar Isaac is making the exchange and he's taking from the stepfather the baby doll into this asylum. And that's the first bit of consciousness. There's a second consciousness we'll get into, and there's a third consciousness of reality. So this movie is way too congested. But anyway, we're sticking to the first consciousness of reality. I just want people to keep this in mind because the color grading of this film changes depending on which consciousness of reality you're in.
It's like watching a JoJo episode.
Basically. So Oscar Isaac makes the trade, and it's like, he's making a sell. He's like, oh, I could take like 20,000 for this chick, He's like, that's a ripoff, blah blah. And this,
You don't want the police asking questions, because the cops are gonna wonder why she's so messed up and why she's like this.
It's kind of your fault, And Oscar Isaac plays a really good slime ball.
He does.
So basically, he's like the head warden of this facility, and he's basically doing a bunch of these trades with these for women, and basically essaying them, or the
trafficking them at the
word.
very least.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of messed up stuff that's implied here that's happening at this asylum, and we get the main chick, Dr. Vera.
Let's see.
She's like a main doctor chick that's in there that is like basically the psychiatrist in the first level of reality. She's a psychiatrist at this asylum.
Right. Yep, Vera Gorski.
Yes, Vera Gorski. And she's also like very much a Zack Snyder type of actress, because she's also in Watchmen. I remember she was
Yeah, she looked familiar, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I watched Watchmen on repeat as a kid.
So yeah, oh man, that's crazy. We gotta talk about that. Cause anyway,
man.
Okay, so that could be the next one. So yeah. Well,
read the novel, people. Read the novel.
So
read the graphic novel. So much better.
So anyway, point is, she's the main psychiatrist, and we basically get like little hints of what the movie's trying to illustrate. It's kind of confusing, man. I don't want to go too much into the. We see like a lighter, we see like a map, we see a
knife,
key, and he's like trying to illustrate all these different things, and I'll explain what that actually means later in this film. But that you see these images. And these girls look at each other. They make this eye contact. This girl named Sweet Pea makes eye contact with Baby Doll. They exchange glances, and it's like a knowing type of thing. And it's like, oh, this is your imagination. Let the guilt go. Let this go. Blah blah blah. Dr. Vera's character is saying all this voiceover, and it's all slow motion. Zack Snyder getting us into the mood. Blah blah blah. And that's kind of like where we're going so far with that. I'm not sure if you had anything you wanted to add.
Oh no, I was gonna say and they kind of they pull the curtain back pretty fast, because like I said, it has the whole like psychiatrist, asylum type vibe, and then they get to the point where someone is legitimately getting ready to receive a lobotomy, and right before she does it, she goes, "Wait a minute, how is this supposed to be sexy?" And you're like, "Wait, sexy?" And you come to find out that this isn't an asylum for women who need help. What it actually is it's a club where they have the women act to perform different favors as they call it in this movie, and pretty much is
basically
So it's pretty much in the nicest way. It's like a cabaret club where all the girls are forced to be there.
Yeah, it's like Players Club.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go.
Like, and I think that what Zack Snyder was going for is that this is the imagination coping mechanism for the mentality of the actual reality that we just came from.
Right.
Of them trying for whomever's. So I think this is Sweet Pea's imagination, technically, I guess. I don't know. We'll get into that later. I don't know. Let's just say this is Baby Doll's coping mechanism for her being in this asylum, and she imagines as a cabaret. But the implications are kind of dark when you think about that, of being forced to perform favors for other men, and all these women are being basically essayed or whatever, or just in terrible conditions.
Yep. Against
their will. So basically, they're all here, and there's this cabaret club, and then Dr. Vera Gorski is turned into like a head dance instructor, and they're all told to basically be strippers and cabaret people, and that's kind of like what it goes on, and like that's kind of like the idea. And Blue Jones, which is such a funny name, bro, he turns into the head of this club. He's a club manager, and that's kind of what he is. He's like the head guy, and he's forcing these women to do these things, and and Gorski's under his thumb, and she's scared of him, and all these girls are scared, but Baby Doll, she's got a fierce determination. She's different, so she's
got to get out of there.
She's got to get out. And basically we get, skipping over some fluff, basically, we see the main characters here. Sweet Pea is one of the main chicks here. She's like a bold, no nonsense type of chick, but she's like trying to go to the day to day, She's doing that thing there. We got Vanessa Hudgens' character. Her name is Blondie, which is early Vanessa Hudgens. I think it's before she got like. I think is this like Spring Breakers freaking Vanessa Hudgens?
I want to say so, yeah.
This is like definitely post High School Musical. So it's just kind of like her trying to break away or whatever from there, which I can't even. When I think of Vanessa Hudgens now, I don't even think about freaking High School Musical anymore. Same thing with not Zack Snyder.
Zac Efron.
Zac Efron.
Oh god, I would hate to see the fucking Snyder cut of High School Musical.
It looks like I gotta get my head in the game.
Gotta get my head in the game.
Gotta get my.
Think it gotta be executed or something like that. You got cutting off people's heads. I gotta get my head in the game. Oh man.
No, but I don't see those people as High School Musical people anymore anyway.
And great job on their part for breaking away.
At the time when I was like 13, I was like, is that Vanessa Hudgens? She's hot.
Some things never change.
Yeah, honestly. Neither here nor there. Blondie, we get Amber, which is like the most basic name. It makes no sense why her name is Amber and everyone else have these like weird names. There's Sweet Pea, Baby Doll, our main character, Blondie we just talked about, and then
Amber and Rocket. Yep.
And then Amber. Like,
and then we have Amber.
like, you didn't get a cool code name. They're just like, you like an Amber.
And plus the names make sense too. Like I said, Sweet Pea. Oh, she's Sweet Pea, but she's no nonsense.
Yes.
Rocket is fitting because she's like the first person to really go along with the idea and the planet getting out of there because she's a rocket. She wants to go. She wants to go high. Blondie is a brunette.
I think that's a joke.
Yep. And then Amber is Amber.
Amber is just Amber.
It loses all steam when you get to Amber. Like
it makes you think about like what was going on before Baby Doll got there. He just Blue Jones. Sorry, I keep laughing at that name, bro. It's so stupid. Blue Jones, Oscar Isaac's character, just they come in and say, oh yeah, you're Sweet Pea. You like a rocket. There you go. I didn't see his little nicknames there. He's like, just Amber.
Just get her out of here.
Just go up there and go dance. I don't know. Anyway.
You were almost a Jessica.
So we see our characters here. They're all together. And Emily, or my bad, Baby Doll's character here has to learn how to learn to get in this world and try to figure out a way out of this asylum / cabaret club, technically, because that's her mental coping mechanism in the second world, because we get this different color grading. It's more vibrant colors for Zack Snyder, at least.
No, really for Zack Snyder.
And it's weird looking that way, and that's how they cope. So most of the bulk of this film is in the second reality that they create in their subconscious. I know it sounds that crazy. It is just crazy.
And he's explained the best way he can. Like the first time you see it, Dr. Vera Gorski literally tells her, because she has to dance, she's not dancing, if you want to survive, then you have to dance. And the music starts, and then boom, you're in the second reality.
I got to say, bro,
say it.
So she's got this German accent. She's like, if you want to survive. I think I'm messing up. That's like Russian. It's like Russian. Oh, maybe she is Russian. I don't know. I'm not really good with that. But like, if you want to survive, you need to dance. You must dance.
If you want to survive, you must do EXSPD.
But like, think of that voice, but like 1,000 times sexier and coming from a woman. But anyway,
with hints of a cigarette.
We get Bjork, bro, and I gotta say, bro, this is the first time I heard Bjork. If you don't know who Bjork is, she's got a funny, weird looking name, and she's an Icelandic singer, and she got offered her own island because Icelandic people don't even get misrecognition. She's the most recognized person in Iceland, but Iceland's like 5 people big, so you can go down the street and go see Bjork.
You got like fucking Siegfried from Soul Calibur. That's about it.
Dude, like, yeah, that's all you guys got. And like, she's like the most, like, they offered her own island. She goes, no, I don't want the island. I just like making music. It's like my best Bjork impression. She sounds just like that.
I don't want the island. I just want my tunes.
I just want my tunes. I like making weird music. No, but I like Bjork, though. Unironically, she's the most interesting sounding woman ever with her songs and things. And there's a song that they do play in this called Army of Me. And dude, I hate freaking Zack Snyder. He's so on the nose about every damn thing. You know, oh, you got the tools that you need, and the Army of Me plays, and it's a very good Bjork song. Listen to it on it, isolated. It's really cool. In the sequence, it's cool too. But we get this dojo.
Yeah, this fucking giant samurais. She has a sensei that gives her a gun and a pistol, and the sensei is the literal he's Stick from the Marvel Netflix Daredevil show.
Yes.
Which I found to be awesome. I'm like, yo, this dude's just a fucking sensei everywhere.
And dude, like, he gives it, and he's like, oh, and one more thing, fight.
One more thing, round one.
Locks up the doors and gives her a gun and like a sword, and like, these are your tools. She gets like a really cool sword. She's in like a, and also her outfit changes when she goes into this third reality. It's her imagination when she's dancing. So when she's dancing, it's like, I feel like he's trying to say that, oh, using your body and your sexuality is your weapon and blah, blah, blah. And this is how you fight. Because like men are captivated by her dancing, but in her head she's in this awesome, cool, sexy,
right, fucking Devil May Cry world where she's doing like juggle combos on demons and stuff.
She's in a schoolgirl outfit with a samurai sword and like a gun with little dongles on it, and it's like, oh wow, this is kind of... But when I was a kid, bro, when I go see this movie for the first time, I went to go see my mother. Bruh.
No, it's sick.
Bruh. The color grading, the lighting, these robo freaking samurai people came
all the
in.
different weapons. Like, one guy had a sword, one guy had a fucking machine gun, chain gun, because why not?
I don't care. That was
It didn't have to make sense.
It didn't have to make sense. And when I was watching it, I am 26 now. I am double the age when I was at. I still have a little 13-year-old kid in me going, "Well, that was so freaking sweet.
No, I feel
so
you.
cool."
Because this is my first time watching. I was like, "Oh, this shit is tight!" Like,
but that part of me, the adult in me, or like the what do you call it? The auteur in me is like, pathetic. Why are you liking this?
this is so beneath me.
This is degrading to women. I don't know if it is or not, but hey, man, as a little boy and as a grown man, I guess it's still cool. Like, it's so cool. Yeah, she's hot. She's got a sword and a gun. She's killing these people. It's so dope.
Yeah.
And I love the interesting editing choices there. The snow that falls down, and she opens back her eyes, and she's back into reality. Even like the breath that comes out is all
exactly.
the ice breath that she has from being in this cold world, whatever, from the previous imagination. So she goes to this third reality, goes back down into the second reality where she's at the dance area. And you're like, oh God, what is this?
That was amazing. Like, yeah, and I love the way they describe it. Because one thing this movie does that I really like is whenever they go into the area, because like Vernon was saying, they have to dance and get men's attention and captivate them, but they never show any of it. It's always implied what happens after, because that's the first thing that I caught on to with this movie. Because the second that scene ends, they're like, oh, the hip thrust, the moans, oh, you were perfect. And it's like, oh wow, I'm so glad that I didn't have to see any of that.
And that's why this movie's PG-13, I guess, because they couldn't show all that stuff. And it would kind of be incoherent to have it be this way. And I think he was trying.
The magic for me.
Yeah, I think he's trying to show women empowerment, but it just was like, this falls on its face a bit for that. I don't know. But then again, that's what we were talking about earlier. I'm not sure if
It's like he's empowering women, but with their most base tools.
Yeah,
it's like a men's empowerment movie that's completely about your dick. Like,
there's so many movies out there for that.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and we're like,
he goes for a good message, but he just reaches for the lowest hanging fruit to do it.
And yeah, it's like, oh, use your body. It's your weapon. It's sexy.
Yeah, use your moans and your hip thrust and do your true combos.
Anyway, so basically, Blue Jones over here, he's like, man,
that was smashing.
Good. They find out later that Baby Doll's like, man, I got this talent, bro. I can conceive all these foolish men. We're gonna break up out of here, man.
Yeah.
So Rocket goes like, oh yeah, hell yeah, bro. I'm totally down. Because she's like, that's her personality.
Yep, she's an optimist. She's always going up.
I want to say, as for context, there's a scene that happens, I think, right after this or right before it, where Baby Doll catches Rocket being like basically almost killed
right before
by this fat chef dude that's making like food for the
fat ass Chef Boyardee.
Yeah, Chef. He's like this fat Chef Boyardee dude who's in this asylum, and she's helping out in the kitchen, Rocket, and she steals like some chocolate, and that dude gets so mad.
He goes fucking Swedish chef. He fucking fucking smacks him.
He gets so mad, dog.
Just fucking choking her.
Bro, he only got a bit of chocolate. That's like you get mad that you broke off a piece of Kit Kat. He was like, it wasn't like a whole Kit Kat. I get a whole Kit Kat. I think anybody who steals a whole Kit Kat needs to get their mouth popped.
Yeah. She broke off the dickhead of a Kit Kat. He got mad about it.
Like, it's not a big deal. Like,
that was his chocolate. That's why he was mad.
Baby doll comes with a knife and like puts to his throat, and she's like, you know,
get away from
her. And exactly that. And like he does like a pig, bro. It's kind of like literal.
She wasn't being offensive. She was just calling it how she saw it.
So the only reason why Rocket agrees to this whole breakout plan is like, she saved my life. She's so cool.
Yeah.
She's gonna
and no one takes chances in here for anybody.
So you know, and Sweet Pea's like, you know, I do feel like he got one thing right as Zack Snyder is that women just hate other women sometimes for like no reason.
No, that's real.
That's an observation, not to say that's a fact. It's just an observation for me as a man. I just don't think some of y'all like each other. That's why I think the whole concept of women's health is hilarious, because like some of y'all don't even like each other. So why y'all trying to, you know, like some of y'all look at each other dirty for no reason. Like,
I feel you. Like I would feel the same way if men had some type of empowered month, because it's like, dog, I know like 90% of y'all niggas just hate on the next man. Like,
y'all don't even really y'all don't even like actually want y'all to win. Like so
man, it's like, so crazy. The average nigga does not want the next man to win.
No, it really doesn't. So it's kind of like lame. So whatever. So but it's kind of fun in this context. I thought it was kind of funny to see, like, you know, she does this dance thing. She's like, my dancing's different. It's like, girl, do you know we're all oppressed? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, we're all like here against our will, right?
Like, my dancing's different than hers. Like, are you for real right now? Like, I never asked to be here. Like,
they hit me less. Like, it's such a weird podium to stand on.
I know.
Like,
I thought he nailed that part of the script, right?
God tell you, Sweet Pea was hating for like 90%
for no reason
of this movie.
And like the one person at home, and it's ironic as hell for her to be the one person that wasn't a fan of this.
Literally.
But anyway, so we get in, we move through. So basically, they're using Baby Doll's dancing skills to elaborate this scheme to get a key. And we were saying earlier, we were shown like a key, a match, like a lighter.
Yep, it was a knife, map, fire, and a key.
Yes.
And the fifth thing is a reason that she'll have to find herself. Her master stick told her all this in the first vision.
And that's kind of what is what we were showing at the beginning of the film or whatever. So they're getting all these girls together and they're like, hell yeah, we're going to get this thing. We're going to steal from these people. We're going to get what we need to bust up out of here because we're all going to bust loose. So they get in. Baby Doll's doing these dances. And then when she's doing these dances, she goes to a third reality where they're like, you know, most of this movie's like action scenes basically where all these girls are together. And it's like, you know, the second scene, I think, the second reality.
That's where they fight the Germans.
They fight these steampunk Germans, bro.
And the choreography is so good.
Dude,
steampunk
it's so
German
cool.
Like trench warfare. I didn't know I needed it until I had it.
And
like,
I don't care about your stupid freaking morals. I think this freaking looks sweet to this day. Freaking, and they're all just steam powered.
Yeah, they get fucking shot and a whole bunch of fucking steam comes out.
Dude, it's so cool. Like, I feel like... Oh, also, I feel like it's a good hint to one of the lines that was said earlier by Blondie. Not Blondie. It was said by Rocket. We're already dead anyway. And it's kind of cool that the actual Nazis, they're dead already as well.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm giving Zack Snyder too much credit for this, but that's bare minimum.
It was probably a happy accident at best.
Yeah, it's like the bare minimum that I'd give him credit for. That he calls back to a line that he says earlier. Ooh, whatever.
I wrote that. That was me.
That was me. Damn.
I was there. You saw that shit? You saw that, Mom?
Hey. I'm cooking up. I was cooking.
But you saw that shit, right? Like,
all right. Now watch it.
All right, now shut up. Like,
so, you know, basically most of the movie is just action scene. And I think he's making comments like what I was saying earlier. He's making comments about geek culture because it's steampunk for the first reality.
Right.
The second reality we go to, it's dragons.
Right.
And then it's like fantasy, basically. Then it's sci-fi.
Right, with the robots and all that.
And
yeah.
I was like, it's kind of funny. After all these years, the fantasy one is the one I don't remember. I was like, wow, it's a third sequence? I can't remember that one. I was like, oh yeah, 'cause I don't really care for like dragons and stuff. That's not like my thing. I like the first one. That was cool with the anime stuff. Because there's like an anime reference. Then there's the steampunk references, like like BioShock Infinite type of stuff going on.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm sick.
And then like sci-fi stuff, and that was kind of sweet. But the fantasy one with the dragon, I was like,
Because like I like dragons a little bit, but it's one of those things where also I think compared to all the other scenes, that scene had the least amount of stuff going on. It
really did.
It was mainly just air battles and stuff like that.
That's really all it was, and I was like, whatever. But again, this movie is better seen than to be to understand than to be explained. There's a lot of set pieces, a lot of CGI, a lot of stuff going on, explosions, hot chicks everywhere.
Yeah, it's like a fucking
everything.
Tekken stage transition. Yeah,
so many cool stuff going on that's visually pleasing to the eye, and then we go also constantly back to second reality, and I think things culminate in this film where basically Blue Jones figures out that he's being freaking finessed.
He's being hoodwinked by these harlots.
And he plays such a freaking like insecure man.
He does
so freaking well.
It is really good.
Just like I give you guys a home. I violate you guys, and this is what you do to me.
This is about trust. After all I've done for you. I try to keep it fair. I make sure you have a home. I give you at least 1 square meal a day. I give you water. I give you fucking water. Like,
I ain't gonna do that. You know how expensive water is in the bottles?
You hoes could just be having to sleep for dinner.
But no, he gets so offended and mad, and basically Blondie blows a whistle on these guys maybe by accident. So if this husband is
not by accident, she it's more or less forced. I don't know, forced comfort. Because to make a long story short, she's crying because he does find out that things are being stolen. He kind of rattles everybody a little bit, and Blondie's crying in the the ballerina room, and then she's about to tell Dr. Viragorsky about it, but then Oscar Isaac walks up and he puts his hand on her shoulder, and it's like, oh, I told him, he said everything would be okay. And so it's one of those compliance by fear type deals. That's some Batman shit for real.
Like, I think this is right before Rocket. This is right when Rocket dies, I think, that she loses it. Because Rocket basically is stabbed by the chef, bro. The Swedish meatball chef.
Yep, no, you're right. Yep, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yep.
That's what caused this break. They had this mission, and I gotta comment on this music. I'm sorry, I'm going back in. This soundtrack, man, I like this soundtrack.
I enjoy it.
I like this soundtrack. I think the soundtrack and the remixes they were going for is really cool. I still love the White Rabbit rendition that they have from Jefferson Airplane. I really enjoy that one, and I don't really care, bro. That brings back some memories for me of some really cool stuff. I love the music choices. I think Zack Snyder's always been good with his music choices. I mean, he comes from like music background, from things like that, so it makes sense. It felt like I was looking at a music video mostly, for the most part.
That's the perfect way to describe it, especially for some reason, especially that last fantasy sequence. Especially that last one. That felt like a fucking Daft Punk music video. Like.
Like, dude, that was so freaking sweet. And that's like when Rocket dies is there, and they fight these robots, and they got all this cool stuff going on, and explosions. That's all I can say. Really, it's like all this really nice.
That's all that happens. Yeah, they fight robots on a train. There's explosions. There's a nuke for some reason.
Whatever. And basically, Rocket sacrifices herself basically because in the second reality, I guess that the radio gets singed with water, and that's why the mission fails in the third reality, because it's a reflection of what is going on.
Right, she loses the rhythm, so therefore, the scene breaks.
She lost the rhythm, so she can't go back.
She two-stepped.
Someone had to die.
She two-stepped when she should have dug it. Got Rocket out of there.
She tried to crank that Batman and died.
He tried to crank that Batman in the face of Superman, and she had to pay the price.
Tried to crank that Jimmy Neutron.
She tried to crank that Batman when she should have been cranking that Man of Steel.
She can't crank that Warner Brothers, bro.
She had to crank that song. She had to crank that Watchmen. She had to crank that Rorschach journal.
Why is it Rorschach journal? Rorschach journal. You.
And he's getting stabbed. You. Rorschach journal. This bitch lost her rhythm leg.
So Rocket is offed, right? They all lose their minds. Blondie loses it. She rats on the crew because she's looking for comfort from Dr.
Gorski.
Gorski. Ooh, that's so hard for some reason. Blue Jones over here, bro, gets evil, bro. Takes out a gun, shoots Amber, bro. Mm-hmm. And then he freaking goes to Blondie, goes like, your service is longer than needed.
Yeah, he domes her, and then he goes over, and the funny thing about it is that after he kills them both and makes his point, he's like shaking, and he hands it to the guys, go ahead, take this, I hate guns, I can't do it, like...
He was cold, he was the coldest dude ever, bro. It reminds me of, like, Batman Forever, like, for some reason, like, he plays, like, do you remember Batman and Robin, do you remember that movie at all?
Yeah, which part specifically?
So, when Poison Ivy takes she basically rejects, the old scientist dude.
Yeah.
And he goes like, I can't take rejection very well. No, you have to die. He like pushes her into the freaking, like, she's just like,
no, literally.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
That's what reminds me of just like him just going, no, you have to die. And
yeah.
You
now you must kill Bill. Like.
Yeah, you see, it's not gonna work out. You see, and it just kills them all. Like, so basically,
into the green goo you go.
No.
The reference being the Arkham games.
Now you have to collect all the trophies.
Yeah, they're also green.
So basically, that's like he awesome. He's like so evil. Oh man, I think he plays that very well.
He does.
But it's kind of funny. I saw Oscar Isaac for the first time. He didn't know who the hell he was. He was just some dude. But now it's like, man, that's Moon Knight. Moon Knight just like killed Vanessa Hudgens. Like,
that was his full personality. He owns that club. That's season 2 right there.
That's like the weakest dude. That's even weaker than the main dude. Like,
literally.
Bro, like literally the weakest dude ever. He's so pathetic. Anyway, Blue Jones over here, bro. Offs these chicks. Baby doll realizes like, oh man, it's only me and you now, Sweet Pea. She stabs the guy with the knife that they found, and now they gotta figure out a way out of there. And I think it was like the dumbest place to put these weapons and stuff was underneath a freaking drawer.
Yeah, you would think that, I don't know, they check that. Because I'm assuming with y'all pretty much being, indentured servants, you don't really have any quarters where you can put things. So that'd be the first place I would look.
They put all these weapons and stuff that they find, all these missions with them risking their lives, and underneath the cabaret drawer for the makeup to throw all this stuff in. Like, no one would think to reach underneath there. Like, literally underneath there.
It should have been keystering them.
Yeah, I don't understand why the hell they did this. Like, I was like, the whole time of the movie, I was like, this is so easily findable.
Yeah, it's like, you would think that, I don't know, like, maybe like put them in their outfits or something, or I don't know. Like,
I don't know, man. I don't make the rules around here, I guess. Whatever, dog. And basically, most of the crew is, like, dead.
Yeah, just put it behind their ear. They're all magicians.
Like a balloon.
Pulls out a whole machete. I've been saving this one.
So basically, Baby Doll and Sweet Pea get out. They finally start this fire. They go with their plan. They got the map, so they know exactly where they're going. They got the key from Blue Jones.
Okay, now I hear it. They got the key from Blue Jones. They got the key from Blue Jeans.
And they're basically making their way out. And then, like, it's so stupid. Like, she goes, oh, yeah, the reason. I gotta die. But I feel like that was dumb, though.
Yeah, I feel like they could have had a different way. I mean, I feel like like going back to the interview that you were talking about earlier, how I was like, oh, you come for action, but you're gonna get messed up by the end of it. I genuinely feel like that's the only reason that she sacrificed herself, was just for the sake of, hey, we gotta have a really dark ending because it's a Zack Snyder movie.
And like, we realized that it wasn't all this realities that we were hopping in and out of wasn't even Baby Dolls. It was Sweet Peas for some stupid reason.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I liked it when I saw it last night. It's one of those things where the movie, to best explain it for everybody, because I know everyone hasn't seen this movie, it's supposed to Fight Club. It just pulls a Fight Club.
I almost liked it more if Baby Doll was just an amalgamation, or Sweet Pea was an amalgamation of Baby Doll's imagination, or something like that. Rather, because here she's talking about
tragic, yeah.
she was talking about angels and stuff like that. Like, what if that was actually she never really truly existed? It was just her resolve to get through the situation that she was getting through, instead of her actually being a person and like her just going, "Oh, I'm just gonna sacrifice myself," I guess.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. She would pretty much be like determination personified.
That's kind of what I mean. Like, you know, and we're getting basically to the end of this movie. Like, basically, like, Baby Doll sacrificed herself. She goes, you know, I don't have a reason to go. I'm an orphan. I have, like, no will to live, I guess.
But you have a mom, so...
You need to go and tell them about... Oh, we forgot to mention this entire time. Rocket and Sweet Pea are, like, sisters. Yeah. I think maybe we did. I can't remember. For the sake of the conversation. They're sisters. So it's like, oh, Sweet Pea can go home and tell about Rocket and say, you know, Rocket loves her mother.
Tell mom that I loved her, yeah.
And, you know, go
tell
home.
Tell my wife I said hello.
Basically, she ends herself, and we go back to the first reality in the beginning of the movie, and basically, dude, I forgot to mention, freaking Don Draper, bro. Don
goddamn Draper.
Yeah, Don.
And he was a high roller, like he should have been. Damn it, Don, you
bro, like that's why I think the only reason why they put this film in the 1950s is just to get Mr. Ham in a suit.
Makes sense, because coming in 2011, that's definitely around the time of Mad Men as well.
That's all that Mad Men money right there, baby.
He built this entire movie just to have John Hamm in that one part.
Bro, like, and he looks just like I saw him like in the Cabaret, the second reality, the High Roller. John Hamm plays this guy named the High Roller, whatever. And basically, he looks just like Don Draper.
No, literally, you can tell he's going to cheat on his wife.
Yeah, he looks just like his character from Mad Men.
Down to the fucking suit,
dude. For real, just that man will always look suave. So
what a man,
dude. For real,
what a man.
Anyway.
Good at Mean Girls too.
Yeah, totally was. Oh yeah, I went to go see that. Did you go see that?
That's what I saw it Saturday. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, this dude basically, you know, we realized that the High Roller was the guy that was lobotomizing Baby Doll, and that's what we saw at the beginning of the film that you were mentioning.
Yep.
And you know, cling, and he goes, oh,
the way she looked at me.
She looked at me so weird, like she wanted me to do it.
Yeah, she wanted me to do it. Damn it. Damn it, Don.
And I feel like that's a comment about like consent.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know what they were going for. I think the whole notion, I mean, what I was taking away from it was, she wanted me to do it. I think it's one of those things where she was fine with it happening as long as somebody made it out or something like that.
And the reason why I say that I think this is about consent, because I just remembered. So those deleted scenes that are on the Sucker Punch Blu-ray, which I own.
What did I tell you? Hands like memorabilia in this room.
And there's a deleted scene where John Hamm is like seducing Emily Browning's character before the lobotomy happens. He's like, "Oh, you want me to do blah blah," and she's like turned on and like weird, and she goes like, "Yeah, it's my decision." And
that makes sense.
And it's like, oh, I guess this is like sexual that you're getting a freaking needle on the freaking eye. I guess.
Yeah,
penetration.
Just getting that part of your brain that's your soul just scrambled.
I guess whatever. So okay. I don't think that's sexy. And I think that's probably the comment about Sweet Pea. Yeah, I hate to say it, this movie's slightly incoherent. Ever so slightly. It's almost a movie that makes sense.
Yeah. No.
But that's basically the film. You know, at the end of the movie, we see Sweet Pea finally leaving. She goes into his bus. She leaves, and you know, you have the power all along. Who gets to... She has her stupid voiceover that has been since the first bit of the movie. Who gets to determine, you know, who's the monster, who calls at the night? He's Batman.
Yeah. Yes, you have freedom. Now go. Let the legend come back to life.
Fight. Win.
Combat.
But that's like
the film. Pretty much it. Like everyone that you were like all the order, like pretty much all the people that she was seeing in the movies, they were just orderlies. The cook was a cook. Bro was still out here fat. He did what he had to do.
No matter what reality.
No matter what reality is, he was a husky nigga. And you come to find out that Oscar Isaac was actually like we were saying, he was essaying and doing terrible things to the girls, and like right after she has her lobotomy, it's like, oh, leave her in the room with me. She's mine. this is for me after everything I've done for these girls. And yeah, it's one of those things where the truth is somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I can see what he was going for, because Oscar Isaac's supposed to be the slime ball man that thinks he can do whatever, and and at the end of the movie, our Baby Doll's character basically says, "You'll never have me," to Blue Jones, and I'm sorry, I say Blue Jones. Disappointing Blue Jones sounds hilarious.
Wow. His alliteration is BJ. That's funny.
So Blue Jones is like, oh, bro, like, I'll never get her because she gets a lobotomy and she's not even mentally there anymore. And basically the whole gist of this whole thing is that he can't really get his satisfaction, his rocks off with her anymore because she's no longer mentally present.
He's like, oh, look at me. You don't get to leave. You have to stay here. Look at me. Be present.
It's more pathetic. It's like, look at me, please.
He's crying to Jack. Please look at me, man.
And they just like get him and they like find him and they just come on.
You're crazy.
What are you being weird for? Like, now the men want to come in and be like altruistic and say, I don't want to do this to women anymore.
The men came too late.
That's how it goes, I guess. And I guess that's his commentary.
The men came too late, but they came before Oscar Isaac could come.
No! So
Ruined.
that's like the movie here that I guess he's trying to go for, is that her power was her sexuality and she can choose when she consents and what she gives and blah, 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 I guess.
Yeah, and who watches The Watchmen?
I don't understand why he feels this way, and I feel like that's one thing I can comment on is that I don't think this is a healthy or a very productive depiction for I would like to think for women personally, or my perception of women rather.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Because it's like I was saying earlier, he just reached for the lowest hanging fruit. Like he's trying to empower women, but he's empowering women by like the most base elements. Like, yo, you got a fat ass. Do you know that could take you places? Like. That's pretty much this movie. Like, you got a fatty, you can see the world. Like,
don't let that dude tell you what you can and can't do with your body. And it's like, okay, yeah, but there's more things to a woman than just her body or how she uses it or how she goes about it. Granted, she can do whatever she wants, but, it's just not... I don't know. I think that's maybe he's saying, oh, this is, it's, whatever, it's satirical. Oh, I got another quote for you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this is in retrospect. So it's been, this is back in November, or not back. Well, yeah, kind of technically back in November of 2023. There was an interview done about Sucker Punch with Zack Snyder. And he's quoted for this. I'm Zack Snyder. No.
This is a great opener.
Sucker Punch is probably the most obvious example of straightforward, pure satire that I've made. My bad. And I think I didn't go far enough because a lot of people thought that it was just a movie about scantily clad girls dancing around in a brothel. And I'm like, have you seen Watchmen?
That doesn't fucking help! God, that doesn't help! That is literally like Silk Spectre's entire character! Oh, fuck this dude.
Like, that's hilarious to me.
He had a second shot with Silk Spectre and he fucked it up there too. Like...
I think that's hilarious. Like, I guess I could see he was going for some type of satire, but it's like, satire needs to actually be satirical. And I think he was like, that wasn't satire.
Maybe the whole time the joke to Zack Snyder is trying to empower women. Like,
maybe that was the joke, was that it was on women the entire time.
Yeah, because even in Watchmen, like, Silk Spectre gets S.A.'d, like, her mom gets S.A.'d, and then the character, her daughter, becomes pretty much just like there to just be there for Dr. Manhattan. Just like, I don't know.
And that was written by Alan Moore. That wasn't even his problem.
Alan Moore did a better job of the graphic novel that everybody should have read.
Yeah, I don't understand about what's going on with him. Yeah, he is weird. Alan Moore's got his weird things. Like, don't make any depictions of my books. I forget. Is he Irish or is he like Scottish?
He looks like even worse future Rob Zombie. I don't know what he is.
He's dark future Rob Zombie with extra potato chips.
he basically make movies about his comics, which is weird.
Don't make movies in the comics. I don't like it.
I hate it when they made Watchmen.
I mean,
I threw me second potatoes at the film.
That one was fair.
That was fair
to some degree.
V for Vendetta.
Yeah.
You get better depictions if you made better books,
But back on the topic at hand here, it's like this is not. I wouldn't consider this movie to be very satirical at all. I feel like this movie is just. Like you're saying, it's exactly what his perception of women is. It's kind of shocking.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny. He thinks this is empowering.
Yeah.
It's not. I wouldn't consider it to be if I were a woman. Most likely not. But again, it's kind of funny this way. That I have another quote.
Yes.
The thing that is deceiving about my movies is that I'm always trying to give the audience the movie they think they want to see, but also give them the subverted version of it at the exact same time. The notion has always been really cool, fascinating, that as filmmakers, we're trying to sneak in the subversive thing without breaking the illusion. That's the trick.
I think I have to start by actually being subversive, but...
And there's another quote from August 2023 with Variety, and he goes, "It was a very polarizing film. To be frank, the people I've run across who've come to me and said Sucker Punch is my favorite movie are normally angsty teenage girls." I think you meant to say boys?
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that it's a no for me, dog. Like, I can't imagine any angsty teenage girl walking out of a movie like, yeah, I feel empowered. That was a good message for me.
I have a story too. I remember, so when I was 13, I finally got, so it was 7th grade, I finally made it to the, like a, what do you call it? Like a good boy lunch thing where, you know, I was like a lame ass, like, you know, ooh, I got a little gumdrop type of little kid. Like, I was doing good. I had my good grades. And I was like, good boy. So I got like there was a lunch that they gave all the good kids or whatever. So they all got together and went to Pizza Hut. So I was like, wow, I mean, that was the bare minimum. I mean, hey, bro, that was cool.
Oh, that negative reinforcement for the other kids.
I rode there in a limo. So it's like... the weirdest combo in the world, like
a limo to go to Pizza Hut.
Yeah, I took a limo to go to Pizza Hut, bro. We got a limo to go to freaking McDonald's. Like we just
like when ODB drove in a limo to go pick up his welfare checks with his kids. That's the same energy, bro. Oh shit.
So yeah, we rode there in a limo or whatever, but it relates to this topic because basically we were talking about like all things we were excited for. I'm over here like freaking. I yank off all the food off the table, almost like in my head and my imagination, just like clears the Sucker Punch. Bro, like I was talking to him, I was like, bro, I was like, it's got anime chicks, it's got this going on. I was a cringe freaking 13-year-old. I'm kind of cringe now, but not nearly as cringe as I was at 13.
We all were.
It's slightly cringe. But I remember the grown women were like, oh, like that sounds cool, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
I feel like that's like the reaction. That's like the flat reaction to this movie. It's like, oh, I guess.
I would love to just be in a time capsule and see all the dudes taking their girlfriends to go and see this movie. And it's like, so how'd you like it? It was a movie, like...
Yeah, I think we should have a talk, like...
I think we should see other people, like... How many relationships is in this movie?
Nah, baby. I got a really good date night movie. It's got that women empowerment in it. You're gonna love it. It's called Sucker Punch, baby.
Yeah, but read about women empowerment. This is a great movie for us. Hope you like it.
Got everything you want.
My buddy Dan's third time seeing it.
And this man has a nerve to talk. This man, Zack Snyder, has the nerve to talk to us about a director's cut. See, there's an extended cut. There's deleted scenes out there. And, you can search for that on the Blu-ray. It's out there. But he wants to do a director's cut. See what you freaking Snyder Cut people did? He's going to everything that he thought was good. And he's trying to put it out there again, bro.
The key word is thought.
Y'all really wanted this freaking Snyder cut, and you forced Warner Brothers and twisted their arms to give this man another. I think it was like another $100 million to finish it.
Jesus.
And he had to film new shots and stuff like that, and they filmed it all, and he got the thing he wanted to do. And good for him, I guess, because he won it. But at the same time, it's like, who asked? Besides, like, who really asked? Actually, who really asked? Who are the paying public? People did ask about it, but who really asked? I mean,
No,
come on.
genuinely. That Snyder cut for a universe that died anyway.
I never cared for that. I literally remember going to see Batman vs Superman and just like going, yeah, no.
Yeah, no. They literally tried to. They had an Avengers movie without setting up Iron Man,
Nothing.
Thor, or Captain America.
I'll never forget that. I will never forget this man having the balls to kill Superman off in his second film.
Kill Superman up in his second film.
I was like,
and have this be a lot of like people like Batman and Aquaman and one of like their first film.
I was like, hello? I remember seeing like I'm misremembering, but I think I remember seeing a guy when I went to go see the opening night. There was a dude that came in and he took he walked out when Batman started killing people.
That's fair.
I was like, yep, nope, out of here. I saw a guy just walk across the screen like, nope, I'm good.
That's fair.
And, for me, I was like, you know what? I gotta buy into Batman killing people. Now, how are you gonna explain why he's killing people? But never got around to that. I remember talking to a dude right in front of me, too. We were super excited. We looked at each other like, oh, bro, it's gonna be so sweet. Oh, man, Batman versus Superman? How do you mess up Batman versus Superman?
How do you fuck
that
that
will
up?
always bother me. How do you mess this up? But anyway, we were so excited. I sat down. I was like, and I think there's a video of me actually filming people I was with at the time to go see the movie. Bro, when I tell you about the end of the movie, he had his kids next to him, bro, I was like, bro, what was that? I cursed out loud, though. I was like, man, what is that? Like, oh, man. And the dude just took his kid. He was so freaking disappointed. He was just sulking, bro. You saw like the life drain from his freaking eyes by the end of the movie.
This is my kid's first time seeing Batman.
And it was like a failure. But anyway, back on the topic at hand. But we're talking about director's cut. I got
back on the failures.
So this dude made a comment with Variety about a director's cut for Sucker Punch. I've never gotten around to doing the director's cut. I still plan to at some point. But in the original ending, when Baby Doll was in the chair in the basement with Blue, she's already been lobotomized. When the cop shines the light on her, the set breaks apart and she stands up and she sings the song on stage. She sings, "Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier." Blondie and all the people that have been killed join in, and it's the idea that in a weird way that even though she's lobotomized, she's kind of stuck in an infinite loop of euphoric victory. It's weirdly not optimistic and optimistic at the same time. That's kind of what the tone I was at the end. We tested it and the studio thought it was too weird, so we changed it.
It's almost like that's not optimistic at all. She's living in a fantasy world with her scrambled brain and her dead friends.
I was like, cringe super freaking hard. I'm like, what are you talking about?
This is what happens when you pay somebody millions of dollars and you let them make a cinematic universe. You can't tell them that their shit doesn't stink.
I was like, homie, no. I'm glad they thought of it. It's still weird. I mean, I think that's but hearing him talk about his vision when you think about the ending of this movie, I think that's what he was trying to go for, is that she won, but in her own little way. I think he was trying to make a visual interpretation of it.
Yeah. And
also, he made a comment. I don't have the exact quotations on NTV, and this is not gonna be like a normal thing, but I don't really have an actual quotation for it. But like basically saying something along the lines of like, oh, I want to be like a musical. Trying to make a musical freaking alien invasion, steampunk fantasy, 1950s stripper movie. No,
it'll come out, do fucking Michigan J Frog. Just, hello, my baby. Hello, my
that's like basically what this movie was going for, I guess. Like, I don't know, like.
Oh man.
But that's weird.
Yeah.
Don't know what was going on with that.
It's like one of the few examples when you hear about stuff being cut from a movie and you're like, oh,
thank God.
I'm glad that happened. I'm glad we didn't get this version.
I don't know. We may get that director's cut. I don't know either at all. It's kind of funny too, dude. Like Warner Brothers paid for this film. It's not even on HBO Max. It's not even on Max.
God, bro, I had to go to Amazon Prime to watch this movie. Like,
I was like, wow, they didn't even want this movie. Like,
that's the funny part. They no relation. That's crazy.
So okay, but I guess that's it for me. I don't really have anything else to add for this film in particular.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the action, the set pieces. I enjoyed Oscar Isaac's acting. Anytime I can see Don Draper is a good time. But yeah, I mean, it happened. Now that we've like gone through it, I understand why we watched this movie. I understand the picking choice of it and everything. And if nothing else, it was cool to watch a movie that I had only ever seen like bits and pieces and trailers of as a kid that I thought was pretty cool. So it was cool to kind of have like that first experience be like as an adult. But yeah, I mean, nice movie. Would I watch it with my girlfriend? As a joke.
Hey, baby, this could be you. We keep playing around. Who told you how to talk like that?
Man. Free lobotomies all day.
Damn it.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, we gotta cap on this because we're ignorant, guys, so we're sorry. I'm not.
I'm gonna say we're as sorry as Zack Snyder is for making this movie,
which is not at all. No, but there is. We have an inside joke between me and Rob.
Yeah.
That freaking Boss Skaggs is a freaking terrible.
Yeah, it's a horrid woman beater. Like.
I don't even think people our age know who freaking Boss Skaggs is.
They don't.
We're just old souls. Freaking, what's Boss Skaggs, bro? Hey, bro, you gotta look at the lowdown, bro. You've heard it. You've heard at your black barbecues. I know you have.
Yeah, you've heard Lowdown. I mean,
low down. That's
some of you have heard Lowdown.
That's his wife.
None of you have heard JoJo. Like.
JoJo, but just shut up.
Playing games and snuck that
I'm low.
Below him. Oh yeah, but in all, I give this movie 3 Boss Skaggs out of 7.
I'm gonna give this one, I think a 3 out of 7.
The rating it deserves.
Hey, bro, considering my childhood and my memories with this, it kind of got sweeter and at the same time bitter. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with 6 smacks from Boss Skaggs out of 10.
Okay. That's fair. Slightly above average. Slightly above average. Like...
We should get working on a rating system just surrounded with Boss Skaggs being terrible.
Exactly. Any terrible movie gets the Bozzy Award. Like,
and if like a movie's terrible, we just talk about like I'm going to go with a Prince running away after the end of his performance.
It gets a 1 Prince running exit out of 5 and 3 Boss Skaggs out of 11.
It's gonna be a no.
Oh, just the right amount of ignorance, like.
But thank you so much, guys, for joining us this week.
Thank you so much. And where can the people find us at, Vernon?
Oh, they can find us where most podcasts are listened to. We have Spotify. We are on YouTube now, finally, so you guys can check us out right there on video format if you like. We have yet to actually film video of us being here, like physically yet, but as far as like the audio of that, you can definitely get that YouTube Premium or put us on the background. Listen to us right there for right now. We're working on some things, get some other equipment, but we're on YouTube. That's the whole point. We're on YouTube, on Spotify. We have our RSS feed, our website. It's connected there on the bio, so you can listen to us there. Basically, almost anywhere you want to listen to your podcast, go there. We're on most podcast search directories as well. You can search us up. whatever you want to do, man, we're there. You know, I also suggest that you guys follow us on Twitter. We're there at Podcast Zoom. That's P-O... Dan, can I spell podcast? PODCASTZOMP podcast at Podcast Zoom. So you can just type us up there and you can follow us on there. You can go ahead, go to our YouTube and subscribe. You can get those new episodes right in there, right when it gets uploaded. It's right there.
Get your ignorance right on time.
Ignorance, you get your ignorance in the bus station, even though you're sitting in the back. You get your you get your ignorance in the car ride to the job you don't like. Whatever, man. We're here for you. You know, it's as consistent as we can.
Yep.
No promises.
Consistently ignorant.
Yes. So, but yeah, that's basically the gist of it. But, you know, it's been a pleasure, guys. I hope you guys have a nice day, morning, or wherever you're at, in whatever time zone or whatever country you're in.
Have a great day. And, you know, thank you all so much for listening. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. And you all are great. And unlike Zack Snyder, you're all worth it.
Yeah, and like Zack Snyder, we're not, you know, gonna bore you to death with slight Arabic noises and zoom-ins and grayscale.
You know, necessary slowdowns every 5 seconds.